Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 523, primarily in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back. Hey, it's March 23rd, 2020. Kind of fun with some numbers there. You got 3 minus 23 equals 20. That's kind of fun, huh? And then it's a Mamba Monday, right? And Mamba Monday is, Mondays are always hard. This is going to be exceptionally hard for a lot of people. And we just need to set a target and just say to ourselves, like, look, if I just trust and I believe that if I do my work, everything else is going to take care of itself, then that's what we got to do, right? And focus on our work, understanding that we're all are going through a tremendous amount of distractions and other things. And like what I try to do is I'm like, how would I behave if Kobe Bryant were sitting right next to me, right? Like, yeah, well, I probably wouldn't be messing around all day, right? I'd get my work done because I just feel like I owed it to him to do that. So he's here, right? Seriously. Anyway, yeah, it's Mamba Monday, and I got work to do, so let's do it. First things first, still the realist. I'm also a dog, right? Why I talk about this is that Jameis Winston, we're going to talk a little bit about him. We're going to talk about football today, right? But in football, you often hear guys talk about he's got some dog in him. And what they're talking about is like that meanness, that fight that you're just not going to walk away. And it's meant as a compliment that you're a dog, right? Moving on to my thank yous. Number one, God is good. All right, God has always been good to us in the good times and the bad. And then I gave all these football players, and I gave my personal indication area, right? So again, thank yous. We're thankful for these examples, right? Here's some bad examples. Bill O'Brien telling D. Hopkins, comparing him to Aaron Hernandez because D. Hopkins wouldn't just roll over and do everything Bill. So Bill O'Brien, who we've talked about here before, ran off, traded one of his best offensive players, and everybody was like, yeah, he did not get market value, right? But that's because he let his ego get in the way, right? Matt Patricia, right? Arrow pointing down, ran off Darius Slay, his best defensive player. Why? Thought he had a bad attitude, right? He wasn't subservient enough to him. Now, what do these two fat jerks have in common? Oh yeah, they report to this old white man, Bill Belichick, right? Who's been living off of this guy, Tom Brady 12, for the last 20 years, right? And convincing himself that he's some sort of genius because he had this guy running the ship for him, right? That's why TB12's up, right? TB12 for 20 years let Bill Belichick talk down to him, demean him, didn't give him any credit for anything that he did, right? And by all accounts, couldn't wait to get away from him, right? Darius Slay, again, great cornerback for the Detroit Lions. Got this guy, you got Matt Patricia thinking he's Bill O'Brien going to treat Darius Slay like he's a rookie. And Darius like, what? Yeah, no, man, I'm good, right? I've had enough of your nonsense. The difference between these two idiots and this jerk, this bully and these bullies, this bully's got a big, yeah, he's got some clout, right? He's got some Super Bowls. Again, never won a Super Bowl without this guy, right? So we'll see what he's all about, and we'll see what he's all about. So here's the other thing you got to remember about this guy, TB12, Tom Brady. Instead of playing with Bill Belichick, place where he's made the playoffs like every single year, he's like, I would rather go to a franchise where that entire franchise has less wins than I do as a quarterback because I don't want to play with this guy anymore. And he won't ever say it. But everybody else around him's like, oh yeah, that's what that's all about. And the last one down here with the arrow down, that's Jay Boo. That's Jameis Winston, who had the job that Tom Brady has now, but he's been reckless. Now, as a former reckless guy, I can tell you, I'd be like, yeah, if you don't fix the reckless problem, it'll come back and get you. So hopefully Jay Boo can figure it out. I don't really care whether Bill O'Brien or Matt Patricia figure it out because I just think they're bullies, right? And they pattern their game after the ultimate bully, Bill Belichick, who patterned his game after another bully, Bill Parcells. And it's a different time, man. Young guys aren't going to put up with that. Last thing we're going to talk about in our thank yous before we get to our real talk is some art. Sissy has been, look at that, 3 kids, love it. Then she drew me this, which is a picture of just brown. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter, right? Then her and Jack decided that, they wanted to tick my shoe trees and put their thing on there. And it's from Jack. Sissy helped him draw it. But so that way I would remember when I'm not with him. All that stuff. All right, moving on to real talk. So real talk is how we treat other humans is how they treat their animals, right? or treat animals. And yeah, so going back to I'm a dog, right? Was watching over the weekend the Michael Vick thing, and it was so polarizing. You could just see, and they did a pretty good job of telling the story about how most white folk looked at it like, that is awful that he treated those dogs like that. And I agree, right? I also agree that through society, we've documented that, people who abuse and mistreat animals, that is like a leading indicator that you could have some psychotic behavior there, mass murder, serial killers. It's never a good thing. Right. So it's easy to just stop right there. But I think it's just like any other negative behavior. Like, where did they learn to talk to treat somebody like that? And then you think about the African American community that came to the United States. They didn't come here out of free will. They were forced to come here, and they were not treated as humans. They were treated like animals. They were treated like that. That probably some animals were treated better than them. So they looked at a dog and like, okay, so that's another living being. But people have treated the slave owners, the white folk, right, primarily, have treated me like I'm just another animal that they can have dominion over and just treat me like shit, beat me, kill me, do all these things. Why should they show any empathy for them, right? And then, as all of that is ruined in my mind, I had a conversation with somebody that's in my circle and somebody that is extremely wealthy, that has worked his way out of his own gutter, which he grew up in the gutter, no doubt about it. And now is a multimillionaire and can't wait to tell everybody about it. And he loves, of all the stories that he tells me repeatedly about how awesome he is, one that he tells me is about how he had some guys that are like, man, you treat me like a dog, right? And this guy's telling him, like, the way you talk to me, you treat me like I'm not even human. And he's like, and I told him, like, you've never been to my house. My dogs get treated better than you. And was proud of that. And was proud of him telling me that he told another human being that. And then I'm like, but the only reason he treats those dogs that well is because his girlfriend forces him to do it. He would treat a dog just like, because that's the way he was treated. He was treated like trash, like he was subhuman. And it's just interesting to me. It's interesting to me that today in the NFL, right, where we had these guys, right, Bill O'Brien, Bill Belichick, Matt Patricia, by all accounts, treating other human beings like they're cattle, right? Like, you don't matter, right? Whatever you do, and then as soon as I'm done with you, done and gone, and it's a business, and they're empowered to treat other human beings like that. And we wonder why they get so upset, right? And then we like to look at it like, oh, those black guys don't even recognize what they got. Like, no, they recognize what they got. They recognize the economic value of their talent, and they're like, yeah, I don't have to put up with that stuff anymore. What's my point? Man, let's treat everybody with respect, right? It's so much easier that way. Let's stop being a bully in the name of winning or in the name of business, and let's treat everybody with some respect, right? With that, I'm done for the day. Hands up, peace out, we're better together. I appreciate you stopping by on a Mamba Monday. Go get yours, right? Hold yourself accountable, make a goal, get an accountability partner, and tell somebody what you're going to do this week while you're in social distancing, working from home. It's going to be very difficult, but we have to power through this together. All right. I'll be back tomorrow on a 2 for Tuesday. We'll see you then. #Real Talk. Deuces. Love you guys.